let's have some fun. Let's have some fun with the beginning. Three, two, one.
Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Las Vegas Pride Podcast Channel. I'm your host, Meliton. You probably know me from everywhere. If you don't worry. It's been a couple of weeks since we recorded some, so I'm so happy to be back here and talk to you guys. We had a really busy June here in Las Vegas. Las Vegas Pride had multiple events all around the city, all around the town. They were really successful, and we're looking forward to our October because we celebrate Pride here in October on National Coming Out Day. Last weekend, we were just at San Diego Pride, what was amazing. If you've never been, please go out, and if you have a chance, just go out and visit San Diego during their Pride. They're doing an amazing festival, an amazing parade. And we just got back, so sorry if I look a little sunburned here for the cameras because I did got sunburn on the sun and I have some figures on my face because I put a makeup on and I didn't put enough sunscreen. So I have permanent sun tattoo on my face currently. But besides that, we are here to talk about some really interesting topics today. And for that, I have an amazing co-host here for today. And that is Soleil. Soleil, I'm so happy you are finally here. We've been planning this for
Yes,
for
yes.
weeks.
We've been negotiating for a long time, and
But the contract wasn't working, so we
yeah,
needed to make sure that
you finally made the payment, and I'm here. So
it's all worked out eventually. And for the viewers who don't know you, what would be magic? Because I personally think anybody who is a little bit aware about LGBTQIA plus community here in town knows your name one way or another. Do you want to introduce yourself for all of those people?
sure, I appreciate that. I'm Soleil McCants. I've lived here in Las Vegas for 10 years. I'm a part of the community. I support Las Vegas Pride. I support the center, HRC National Board of Governor, Bright Star Foundation Board of Director, Black Girl Magic Scholarship Host Committee member. I do a little bit of everything here in the city. So, yeah, that's me.
So for everybody who is listening or watching, actually, if you think you doing enough, maybe you don't. Just look at her. You should do more. You can do more. Those are the achievements, but it's amazing. Like the amount of work what you do for the community, it's especially for me too, and probably a lot of our viewers and people who are knowing you. That it's outstanding. It's just admirable. Your commitment to the community, it's unbelievable. I don't think I can say we have more than a handful of people in this town who is doing as much as you do for the community.
I thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. I mean, like, the problem is that I feel sometimes that I'm sure you face it too. Like some of the younger generation, we work so hard for them to feel safe. But sometimes I feel like they do not appreciate it as much. I think it's more like giving the silver platter all of the rights and everything.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's a good reminder that because people like you are the reason why a lot of our viewers, lots of our attendees in festivals and parade can be who they are for freely. Because
Yeah.
people like you go out and fight for our rights to sit here and have this podcast, to have the
Yeah.
Pride organization. So this is admirable. So everybody who's watching, do more. You can do more. You can always show up. You can always volunteer. You can always go out and make a change. Every small little positivity can change someone else's life.
Yeah. I would like to add to that before we continue.
Sure.
Other people walked so I could run, so you could run. And so, especially during these times that we're in, I think about those heroes of mine from the 60s who went through so much. And then, things got better in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. And, to your point, I think some of the younger generation have been comfortable, like they don't really understand the struggle, the fight that those in the 50s, 60s went through. And so now, in the times that we're living in, we're all experiencing it. And so, we all need to do more. We all need to look back at our past and see how those heroes managed the time they were living in, so we can overcome what we're going through right now.
100%. That's beautiful. That's exactly what I believe in, really full-heartedly, strongly, that we had the people before us who paved the way for where we are. And because of what's happening nationally around the world, so it's, I'm not trying to be just U.S. concentrated sometimes with politics, but all around the world, there are still more countries where it's illegal to be any shape or form LGBTQIA plus part of the community, and you get prisoned or killed, than countries who are accepting it. So we are so far away from ending this fight.
Yeah.
So it's not, I know it can be tiring for everyone, for us too. I'm sure we have some moments where you're like, damn, again, 2 steps backwards after years and years. But it's not the time to be complacent. It's a time to stand up and move forward. It's time to move forward. It's time for the younger generation, my generation, the younger generation, to stand up and do your duty for the community. Do your job and speak your truth. Go out and fight for your rights, because it can be taken away any second.
Yeah.
Because of, to that point, to lead into that, like, whoever don't know that, last month in June, the Supreme Court decided that trans women can be banned from sports.
Yeah.
And I think that was a mistake, by the way. If your Supreme Court would ever hear this podcast, read the Constitution. You should know better. But that was unbelievable. Honestly, my biggest issue is that I did expect it, that this is going to be the decision. It wasn't surprising looking at the current court.
Yeah.
And I want to hear your opinion about that and how to move forward. Like, as a transgender person, how was your feelings that day? What's your
like you, I expected it, so I wasn't shocked and surprised by it. I, for one, believe trans women should be able to play in sports. I think people just think, male anatomy, muscles, whatever, testosterone, blah, blah, blah. But, as someone, myself, who was very athletic in high school and college, and being on hormones, I know the physical changes that it does to a person's body. Now, I'm not high school or college age now, but like for somebody who's 13, 14, who's just entered puberty, who's now taking hormones, those physical advantages that people think trans people have, they're not going to have, right? In a lot of ways, they'll be on the same level, same playing field as a cisgender woman. But people don't want to hear that. Like, that's biology. That's the truth, what physically happens. So, and even now, like at my age, which I'm not going to say.
21.
21, yes. At my age, the hormones has affected my body. I've lost like 50 pounds of muscle just because of estrogen. Estrogen isn't a performing enhancer. Testosterone is. And it's ironic that the band is just for trans women.
Yeah.
They never talk about trans men, and I don't want them to. I want my trans brothers to be safe as well. But so estrogen doesn't improve performance, doesn't make anything better. If you're on estrogen any long period of time, you're going to lose quickness, you're going to lose muscle mass, you're not going to be as strong, not as quick, like all these physical advantages people think. It's not going to happen. They always say, well, what if Mike Tyson suddenly became trans? Like, that's not happening. That's not the real world. Like, the real world is, these are high school kids who are starting their transition, who just entered puberty. So the physical attributes that comes with that isn't even there for them, and they're transitioning. And so in a lot of ways, their like hormone levels is that of a cisgender female. So so back to your question, it wasn't surprising. And then at the end of the day, it's not a national ban. So what the Supreme Court did rule on was that states can ban trans women from playing sports. So a state like Nevada or other states, I think maybe 27, 28 states have bans, but other states don't. So those students can still compete, which is encouraging. So that's sort of a silver lining in all of this. But it was discouraging, and what's happening in our country is we're going after so few people. There's real issues that needs to be addressed, but I don't know how many trans athletes are here, but I remember like Utah passed that kind of law like maybe a year or two ago. They had like 400,000 high school students and only 10 trans athletes, which is just insane. Like, you're trying to have an answer to a problem that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, period. So, we still have to flip other states to, put in the right leadership there. But so that was a silver lining, that it's not a nationwide thing. But it was still discouraging in the moment.
Yeah, and for what you said about the whole hormonal things too, like, first of all, they are so contradicting the arguments from each other. What I believe that they are so contradicting each other. One hand, all of these Republicans, all of these Christian nationalists say that trans youth should not get the available help to transition. We should ban the transition. That was one of the arguments. Now they say we need to ban them from sports because they didn't transition early enough. The whole argument between, oh, you've already been 20-something and you are masculine and it's not going to happen. Sure, have them transition earlier. Give them the help what they need. But we're taking away that because we think that we are doctorating children. This contradiction, but I was furious about. One word hitting another. You're just attacking your community, every shape or form. No reasons behind it. You just try to make them as a villain for, like you said, a non-existent problem. We created a problem because that's big news. That's big click. And again, I had a speech where I said, and I hardly believe it. Our right to exist, your guys' right to exist, the LGBTQI people right to exist. This is not a political talking point. We are not a campaign promise. We are human beings and we have human rights. And this needs to be stopped because this is overwhelming. That every time we being dragged on because it's a midterm or there is a full-term election. And I'm like, this is outrageous. Like, these are people. We are talking about human beings, people. These are not a foreign concept of having transgender people or having gay people or having lesbian people, whatever you think. These are human beings. They are existing, and we have rights. You need to leave them alone. Leave us alone. That's all we're asking. And to your another point for the another thing, but it's annoying me, and I want to hear your opinion about it too, about the whole argument of the safety. Like, that blows my mind, honestly. I was so mad when I read the decision of the Supreme Court of safety of the women. And I'm like, what about the safety? Like, you worry about the safety of the normal women, what they called normal women in that shape, but it's not true. There is no such thing as normal in any shape or form. What about the transgender women's safety? Now you put them into the position to play in a men's sports. Or you think they're not gonna be not in danger on those environments? Like, you put so many people in dangers who still want to compete and wanna try to do it to compete against men's. What's the fairness? That's the safety issue there from the beginning. So I wanna hear your opinion about like that whole safety argument.
I agree. It's not lost on me that it's both men and women, but mostly men who probably have never watched a woman's sport in their life, and they're the arbiter of what's right, what's wrong. These are individuals who's never watched the WNBA or never watched tennis or women's swimming or anything like that, and they think they know better. I think it's not even an issue about trans people. It's more about just control. They're trying to control.
Yeah.
Well, control trans people, yes, but they're showing an interest in something that they didn't care about before, where there is no issue, where there is no widespread, trans women are dominating every sport. And a lot of these sports, trans women are losing. They're not excelling. There's some examples, yes, like Leah Thomas, I think, won a few swimming meets. But she also lost a lot of swimming meets. And there was an Olympic weightlifter who finished last. Maybe not the last Olympics, but maybe the one before that. So it's not like trans women are taking over. And so I think they're using safety as an excuse. It's an easy talking point because people who don't watch this podcast or who are in their own little bubble, they're going to say, oh, they're worried about safety, then I'm going to vote for that. But, they don't do the research. They're not, seeing other media to see that it's really not the issue that they're making it out to be.
Yep.
And they're trying to distract people from the real issues like affordability, gas prices, and housing, and things that we're all suffering with.
Yeah, because the biggest issue in this country is transgender playing sports.
Right,
because we are living in a perfect environment. We all billionaires. We don't have homelessness. We don't have hunger.
Yeah, I drove up in a Bugatti today.
I have the Porsche.
Yeah,
You
right.
see me?
Yeah.
You're doing really good.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous what they're doing. And to your safety point, throughout all of your experience as a transgender woman, how do you feel things changed for the safety for transgender women safety here in Las Vegas, Nevada, or wherever, like all around the US?
Just in general?
Yeah, but how do you feel about it? Like all of this, I remember a couple of years ago, that was the whole thing about the restrooms, people being attacked. Do you think it's just getting worse or getting better? Like,
yeah, it's getting worse for sure. I started transitioning about 10 years ago. And initially, like, that was my whole focus, was safety. I lived here. And even though Las Vegas is very chill, I guess, to say, I still felt nervous going out. Some of that was just my own insecurity and my own fears. I did have some instances in bathrooms, out on the town or whatever. And then maybe after a year or two, I started to feel comfortable with myself and comfortable with my environment. The challenge really was like when I traveled out of state. I love to travel. That's like my big thing. And so now I have to, like if I'm going like a long trip, I have to make sure that the connecting flight is in a place that will be accepting of me, where I don't have any issues. I have to let my family know, my brother, hey, I'm going out of town. Here's this phone number. This is where you can reach me. You're my emergency contact if something happens. I never had to do that before. So it's things like that it's less safe. And then just in the last year or two, well, obviously, in the last year or two, it's a lot more unsafe because I think there are people who feel justified in mocking trans people, attacking trans people, wanting to hurt trans people, and they feel justified in doing so. Mm-hmm. And so you just never know. And so now I'm back in that space where I was at the beginning 10 years ago, where if I go to a restaurant, I am looking around for exits. If I go to the bathroom, obviously I'm just using the bathroom, but like I'm aware of, if somebody's following me, if somebody's watching me go into that bathroom. So I'm a lot more aware now, even here in Las Vegas. But it's really something when I go out of town. my last trip was Washington D.C. And even though they're very accepting there, I still did my research on, what restaurants to go to and what things to visit. I had a chance to go to the house, the U.S. House, and I'm not supposed to use the bathroom. I did 3 times. Luckily, no issues, and maybe that rule is just for Congress, but I did it. But it's like those are the things that I have to think about, that I have to plan out before doing something, which is a privilege most people don't have to do.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I wanted to say. Like, everybody's listening. Like, if you're a viewer or just listening on a podcast on the Apple, just think about it for a second. What you just heard here, and because for me too, I wasn't really, I never needed to think of this. Just think about what you heard for a second. You're planning a trip for yourself, and let's say you want to go from Las Vegas to let's say Hawaii. Depends where your connecting flight is, because you need to plan. You need to change your travels because you don't feel safe. Just to worry about your safety because of who you are. That's incredible. Like, the fact that we let this one to go this far already under this administration, for me, it's outrageous. Like, I think the community and everyday people who have some respect of humanity inside, like at least a drop of humanity inside of you, you should be be aware about these situations and question legislators who creating this type of environment, because that's not normal for having to be scared to travel and change airports, because this is insane. Like, for me, I wasn't even thinking about that, to be fair. But hearing from you, that's incredible that this is still happening in 2026.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's a challenge. All the things that I think about, what hotels that I stay at. I'm loyal to certain brands because they speak to their inclusivity for LGBT people. So I'm not going to drop the brand because you're not getting paid for it. But
if you donate, we can put your name here.
Yeah, it's a big brand. So, I tend to stay loyal to those brands, but it's, there's people who've gotten their passports confiscated.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. In Kansas, there's, trans people, trans women, because it's all about trans women, had to give up their driver's license and get one with the gender they were assigned at birth. So they can't even travel within their own state.
Yeah.
And there was one incident a few months ago where a trans woman did what she was supposed to do and, followed the law and changed her license, and it says male on it. She was pulled over and she was given a ticket. I think was she thrown in jail? I don't remember. She was definitely given a ticket, $1,000 ticket or fine, and she followed the law. Like, the police officer didn't believe she was trans, and luckily she fought it for like 6 weeks, and eventually it got tossed out. But like, that's what my siblings are dealing with in Kansas. So it's you be a law-abiding citizen in that state, and they still come after you. Yeah.
Because it's about discrimination. It's not about creating a safe, lawful environment.
Yeah.
This is just full on discrimination. This is just pure on hate for a community for no reason, because you just want to find a villain in the story. So you can do the circus version of, we don't care about the real issues. We care about the issues, but it's not existing. And for that, what you said earlier, I wanted to talk about it. Like you said, you had, for the first couple of years, you were struggling with the self-acceptance and being more safe about everywhere. What would you say after now, 10 years after, for the newer generations or the younger generations who are just starting their transition or about to or thinking about starting that transition, to how to get over all of those first officials, because probably everybody has those really
Yeah.
self-aware problems what you are aware about. Like, what's your message?
Yeah, I think you have to go at your own pace. So I'm very analytical, very meticulous. So my transition is maybe a little different from a lot of people. I didn't just come right out. I was married at the time. I When I finally reconciled that, okay, this is who I am, it still took me 9 months to even come out to my spouse. And then when I came out to her, we're talking like, okay, what are the next steps? And I'm because of my meticulous nature, I'm thinking like, okay, how am I gonna tell my family? How I'm gonna tell her family? How I'm gonna tell my friends? Work, and I like to have everything scripted out. And sometimes it doesn't work that way. Like I was outed to different people, so then I had to come out, and then I told my family and told my friends and dealt with that fallout. My advice is, again, yeah, take it at your own pace. You don't have to rush to be out. You don't have to be out. You just take your time. So that first year, I'm going through a divorce. Some family members aren't talking to me. Some friends aren't talking to me anymore. I'm on hormones. I'm not out at work yet, but like some physical changes are happening because of the hormones. So I had a lot to navigate. And so I didn't just jump right out into the community and be like, I'm want to be an activist or advocate for the community. I didn't want to do that at all, actually. I just wanted to live in peace and be in private. And I don't know where the switch happened. I guess maybe I came out before or at work. Work was the last place I came out. Before COVID. So maybe no, it was like 6 months before COVID. I came out at work, which was a great experience. And I think then having that year or so of COVID where we were working from home, I think I just got more comfortable with myself, more comfortable where I was in my transition. And then when everything opened up, it's like, okay, I need to get out and be more social. And so it sort of came around after that. But, if you're thinking of transitioning, or if you're new in your transition, you're not on anybody's timetable. You're on your own. Not on your own, literally, like nobody can help you, but like you're on your own timeline. So don't feel pressured to be like me or be like somebody else who maybe transitioned and came out right away. Follow your heart and take your time.
Yeah, I think that's awesome advice for our younger viewers. But in the same time, for the alone part, even if you feel alone, don't forget that there are people here for you in time too, or wherever you're watching it. There is always local organizations here in Vegas. If you would like to, you can probably reach out to HRC, Soleil herself. For me, for Las Vegas Pride, we have lots of events where we have lots of individuals from the LGBTQIA plus community. Everybody, all shape and forms. And we really trying to make sure that everybody feels safe in every of our events. And even if you are not ready to come out yet, you just would like to experience it, stop by. We have multiple events. If you are younger than 21, we have events for 18, 19 years old. If you are older than 21, we have multiple bar events. Come, stop by, talk to us. We can help you find the community for you, what you need. If you feel alone or you don't find the support system or you feel that your family is not there for you, you can choose a second family. And I think all of us had with the community, one way or another, who can help you and support you. So don't forget that if you feel alone, you are not alone. and just don't worry about what some people are gonna think. Every person has a fear of what other people are gonna think of them. Not everybody's gonna like you all the time. There's people, even if you are just straight male, straight woman, people are hate you. There are people who just hate you for some reason. So don't worry. Don't care. Just don't care. Why you care? Just come join to the community what's going to help you to go through this, or you need the support, or you need just someone to pick you up and bring you to a doctor's appointment. There are multiple people in this community, especially here in Las Vegas, I know, who will do it in a heartbeat. Because that's why we are here. That's why organization as a center, as HRC are here for help you through this situation. So don't forget, we are here for you. This community is welcoming, I do need to say. And I know we don't have too much time because Boss Lady is going to kill me if I'm going to take another 4 hours podcast here for everyone. By the way, for everyone, the Boss Lady, it's Megan. Megan Sanchez, our director.
You know I'm cutting that out.
She won't cut it out. So, to finishing up, I know we are living in a really interesting time because of everything what we talk. Like, rights are being taken away here and there. And I'm sure some of our viewers, and I feel it that way, I'm sure you feel it that way too. Sometimes it feels useless. Sometimes it feels hopeless a little bit. It feels negative, or the whole environment. But what would be your advice after all of this, what you went through, all the hard work what you're doing? Because you see everywhere, from HRC, from Center, from all of the organizations you do. What would be your advice to people who feel down and feel over it?
Yeah.
To put it this way.
Yeah, and those are valid feelings. I feel that way probably more often than not. Feel down, feel discouraged. Here's the thing. I have hope. I have hope because there isn't apathy yet. And hopefully there won't be any apathy. Like, people are still fighting. People are still out there doing the work. This podcast is part of that hope. What you do with Las Vegas Pride is part of that hope. People are still out trying to live their best lives. They're getting new jobs. They're traveling. They're, partying. They're still living. If people were not trying to live, that would be a cause of hopelessness for me. So my advice is, when you have those moments where you just feel like giving up or feel like things aren't going to change, just take one step forward. Just one. Like, we're not going to change the dynamics of the country tomorrow, but, one letter here to a senator, one, encouraging phone call to your, out coworker, all these things will build up over time and just encourage one another. And so I'm hopeful because I still see what makes Pride so beautiful is the community. It's us. And we haven't lost that magic. And as long as we have that magic, despite all the bad news, I have hope because my siblings haven't lost it. So why should I?
That was so beautiful. I love that. And that's for everyone. Just, take one step forward and, don't lose your hope. We all feel it that way sometimes.
Yeah.
Every single one of us. But people are here, like you, who fighting, leading the way, leading the charge, and we're gonna move forward from these times. And before we end, I would like to say that everybody here in Las Vegas who are listening here in Vegas, don't forget, we have a really special event coming up pretty soon. And that is the HRC Gala.
Yeah.
Is there still tickets available? for people who wants to
Yes,
buy.
we still have tickets available, still have tables available. August 22nd at the Durango. It's the first year in our history here in Las Vegas that we're not on the strip. So it'll be a little bit more accessible to people. Luckily for me, it's right around the corner. But yeah, and we have 8 incredible organizations that we're celebrating, including Las Vegas Pride. That's also a first for us, as we normally celebrate or honor individuals. So,
Yep.
and the idea is these organizations are pillars in the Las Vegas LGBTQIA plus community. Like what y'all have done for 42 years?
Yes.
Something like
43.
that, 43 years is remarkable. And along with the other 7 that we're honoring. And it's an opportunity where we're not just bringing the community together, we're trying to show unity.
Yes.
There can be a lot of disunity in our community, a lot of infighting, a lot of people want to get credit, a lot of people want to blame. Like, this is going to be a celebration where we're coming together, we're unified
Yes.
in this fight. And so now we could say, bring it on, the 8 organizations, including HRC, like, we're going to fight back because we're unified. We're real partners in this. So August 22nd, 5 o'clock at the Durango. And it hasn't been announced yet, so I'm not going to announce it, but we do have at least one incredible person, I think, either performing or speaking. But y'all are going to want to be there for this one person. And then we're working on a couple others who are still amazing as well. But like, we've been trying to get this person for years, and it's finally happening. And so it's going to be incredible. And then also, like, we're shortening up the program this year. Galas can be 5-6 hours long. We'll probably be at 2 or 3, so we can go out and party afterwards. So it's going to be an incredible time. We're revolutionizing how we do galas. We're neon. That's the color palette
Neon
this year.
color.
Neon. So I'm still working on my dress. So it's just going to be a great time. Great time.
I honestly can't wait. I love every HRC Gala. I've been the last 3, and this is my 4th one. I'm so excited. Every time I have the time of my life. HRC Galas are the best. So make sure that you check out the tickets. If you would like to join, there's still tables available. So get your tickets soon as you can, because they're not going to be available. They have to go pretty fast. So hopefully I can see you guys in the HRC Gala. And we love each and every one of you. Go out, make some changes if you can. Do one small little kindness to another person. That's your job for this week. Just go and do something kind to anyone around you. And then we can change the world step by step. Love you guys. Happy Pride for each and every one of you. Love you. Thank you, Soleil, to be here, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo.